Hello, here we are underneath a sycamore tree, and we're going to go and find us a branch now that we can make into a whistle. So if you want to come with me, we'll go and find one. So if you have a good look at one of these leaves down here, you can see what we're looking for. This is a nice big 5-pointed broad leaf, and this is totally characteristic of the maple family. This is a sycamore, and what we're after here, if you come in this way, we're looking for branches just like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is decide now which part of the branch we're going to use for the whistle, and this nice straight section in between these two side shoots here is what we're going to use. I'm going to cut it off roughly about here, and I'm going to use a knife to do this, not a secateurs, because secateurs can crush the branch, and I want a nice clean straight cut going across. So it's very soft wood at this stage. Your knife should go through it pretty easily. All I want to do now, I'm going to just trim off these two side branches, and then we'll be ready to make the whistle. I'm going to measure down this part of the shaft here using 3 of my fingers. Just place them on the whistle like so. The end of your 3rd finger, that's where we're going to be cutting. And now I'm just going to score all the way around, place my knife, and just cutting through the bark, just roll it all the way around until we've got a cut all the way around the stem. Now we're ready to remove this bark. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to use the fact that there's so much sap just underneath the bark, and it's the springtime, so there's going to be lots of sap up in this bark, and I'm going to come along and bash it all over. I'm going to bruise the stick, causing the little tubes that are full of sap to burst. I'm just going to use the wrong end of a hammer for this, but any stick, the butt of your knife will do. Place it on the table and tap all around. What we're trying to do here is burst the little tubes that are full of sap on the inside without splitting the bark. You should start to see sap emerging from either end. That'll probably be enough. Okay, now that we've tapped all the way around the stem of this twig, we're now going to separate the bark from the wood on the inside. So I'm going to take a good grip with my left hand on one end. I'm going to grab the shaft with my right hand and just twist in alternate directions. And it's given away as easy as that. I'm going to make a very basic mouthpiece. I'm going to hold my knife against the end, about just under a centimetre away, and just push away, leaving a very basic mouthpiece shape. Now, what we need to do now is to make a hole for the music to come out of. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to hold. This has to be nice and straight. We have to hold this on the table very straight. And I'm going to come in about a centimetre or so, just over, about ½ an inch, and place my knife on the top, and I'm going to cut straight down. Like so. Now I'm just going to hold the blade about 3 or 4 millimetres below our first cut, and then cut down towards the base of that cut. This will give us a shape like a smiling mouth, like so. So now we're ready to slide the bark off from the wood. Now what you want to do is just get a nice gentle but firm grip, and now just holding either end, just pull nice and slowly. Here it comes, and off comes the bark all in one piece. If it splits at this stage, start again. Now that this has been separated, it's very important we need to look after this, so place it to one side. We'll be coming back to this at the end of our carving. Now you can see the vertical line here. We want to follow this vertical line down and then carve back towards it. It's very important to not carve beyond this line. Okay, now I'm going to just follow that line, cut straight down. And then back towards that cut. And you'll notice how easily the knife goes through this wood. Partly this is due to it being a sharp knife, but also this is due to the wood that I'm using, and sycamore is great for carving. It's in fact it gets its name in Latin from its ability to be carved, and its name in Latin is Acer pseudoplatanus, and the important bit there is Acer. Acer being a member of the maple family, but also Acer in Latin literally means sharp, and it's its ability to be carved to a sharp point is where it gets its name from. So what we're going to continue developing this hollow here. And that's about deep enough. You want to come about 2/3, 3/4 of the way down, and it's good to have a nice sharp vertical drop here. This will give us a nice crisp note at the end. So using the tip of my knife, I'm just going to scrape this very soft wood from the middle of the whistle. This increases the capacity of the chamber without weakening the whistle. Okay, now we've almost come to the end of the whistle making. Just one more cut to do, and at the moment the end of the whistle is a round shape. What we want to do is to take a slice off the top here, and we're going to make this flat. We're going to drop it by about 2 or 3 millimeters. That's about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to have to hold it down on the table and cut away from your fingers. We're going to hold the knife flat, and we're just going to take a tiny little slice off. Like so. Now this is flat. Okay, now we've almost finished. All we have to do now, we take our bark and we're going to pop it back over the top of our whistle, just sliding it down into place. And if we've done a good job, it should make a whistle. The whistle has been made. Happy whistling.